Well, let me introduce this by doing a little play, if you will allow me, on the relationship between the United States and Britain. We were a small, inconsequential corner of the empire, of the British Empire, and we wanted to be independent for all kinds of reasons. And we went to war brashly. Long odds, shouldn't have been the outcome it did, but there it was, surprise to surprise. The United States was able to win the War of Independence, as we call it, back in 1776. The British couldn't quite get it, and we had to have another war in 1812. And the British lost again. And after that, a deal was made. And here's the deal. You can be independent, and you can take over our role, more or less, by our, I mean the British at that time, in Latin America. And we take all that terribly seriously in this country, and we call that the Monroe Doctrine, after the name of the obscure fellow who was president when this was written down. But the rest of the world, Europe, Asia, Africa, that was left, of course, to the British, who were the dominant power at that time. Well, the interesting thing about it was that the two wars taught these two, British and Americans, a lesson. Work it out, make a deal, divide the world if you actually need to live in those hysterical terms, megalomaniac terms. Okay, in those days, imperialism being the name of the game, it made a certain sense. You wouldn't want to reason that way now, or if you did, you'd be overruled. But the idea, sit down and work out a way that the United States could grow as it did phenomenally in the rest of the 19th century and into the 20th, and let Britain finish its imperial dominance for the rest of the 19th and into the 20th. That was a way to avoid at least a war, another one, a third one between these two. They did avoid that. They had even worse wars, I understand, that came later, in which they were deeply involved, but at least not with each other.